If you run a local business, especially something like a dental clinic, let me ask you a question. Where's your front door? Because I can tell you, it's probably not made of wood or glass anymore. It's digital. And the data is absolutely clear. Online reviews have become the single most important asset for your reputation.
Okay, let's just start with a number that should really make you sit up and listen. 93%.
That's the percentage of people who read online reviews before they decide to do, well, pretty much anything. We're talking about nearly every single potential patient or customer you could have. They're not calling you first, they're reading about you first.
And this, right here, marks a complete shift in how first impressions are made. It's not just a trend, it's a fundamental change in how your future patients are going to find and choose you.
And what's really fascinating is how much trust people put into these reviews. Get this, a staggering 84% of people
Assign the same weight to these digital recommendations as they would to a personal endorsement from a friend or family member. I mean, just pause and think about that for a second. The opinion of a complete stranger on the internet now carries the same authority as a recommendation from your best friend. That's the kind of power we're dealing with here.
So if reviews are basically the new word of mouth, how do you actually build that digital trust? Well, it turns into this really interesting economic equation where your credibility is built one review at a time, and the numbers really back this up.
The data couldn't be clearer. Volume matters. A lot. Just getting to 5 reviews, just 5, can increase the odds of a patient choosing you by a massive 270%. And once you build up a substantial number of reviews, you tap into the trust of 95% of consumers. So the big takeaway here? Having 1 or 2 good reviews just doesn't cut it anymore.
But it's not just about the star rating. It's about the story behind the stars. You see, a 4.8 star rating, that's good. But a 4.8 star rating with detailed written reviews, that is way more powerful. In fact, 88% of people find that written feedback to be more credible. It gives context, it gives detail, it gives a human element that a simple number just can't match.
Okay, we've talked about the upside, but you knew there was a flip side, right? We have to talk about the urgent and kind of dangerous power of a single bad review. The cost of just one complaint is, well, it's alarmingly high.
Look at this. Just a few negative reviews, we're talking 4 or more, can cause a business to lose up to 70% of its potential customers. That's a catastrophic loss from just a handful of unhappy voices.
So you've got to be asking, why? Why is the damage so severe? What makes one negative voice so much louder than all the positive ones? Well, the answer is actually baked right into our own psychology.
It's something called the negativity bias. Basically, our brains are hardwired to pay way more attention to threats and bad experiences. And in the world of online reviews, that means an unhappy customer is 21% more likely to go online and share their story than a happy one. The system is literally tilted against you from the very start.
And this chart, wow. This really puts that uphill battle into perspective. To counteract the damage from just one negative review, it's estimated you need about 40 positive experiences to balance the scales. 40 to 1. That ratio is just incredible, and it really highlights why you can't afford to ignore even a single piece of bad feedback.
So this all leads to one really critical question. If this is a battle for your reputation, where is this battle actually being fought? Where do you need to focus all your energy? You might be thinking about Yelp or Facebook, maybe some other industry sites, but the reality is there's one platform that stands head and shoulders above all the rest. And it's Google. It's not even close. Google accounts for 58% of all online reviews worldwide. That is more than every other platform combined. This isn't just one of the players in the game. It is the arena.
So the takeaway here is super simple. You have to stop thinking of Google as just a place people find your address. It is the platform where your reputation is built, defended, and ultimately, where it's defined.
All right, so let's put it all together. Your online reviews have become the new front door to your practice, period. To build the trust you need to get people through it, you've got to have both volume and quality in those reviews. You have to be vigilant, because that negativity bias means one bad review can do a shocking amount of damage. And finally, you've got to remember that the primary arena for all of this, the place that matters most, is Google.
And that leaves us with one final critical question for you to think about. Whether you're managing it or not, your online reputation is speaking for you 24/7. So, what's it saying?